What's up, dudes and dudes? The internet. My name's Seth, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Trove Stellar Auras that were added to the new beautiful Trove Adventures update. Now, while we're going to be focusing first and foremost on the new auras that you end up getting from the Perfect Prisms, or is a Prism of Light, that's what they're called. We are actually going to show both the two auras that you end up getting from the Merchant as well, like the Merchant fixture, right? So you can buy one of those at the hub, and one of them you have to have, I think, a tier 2 Merchant in a Club World or something. Yeah, but in either case, this is going to be one of them right here. So this aura is going to be the Dance of the Firefly, and the way that you end up actually getting this aura, as well as pretty much all of the other ones that have been added in this update, excluding the two, is the same as you get any of the other auras. You gotta get a Prism of Light very rarely out of Empowered Gem boxes. Yup, I know it kind of sucks because the fact that it's random means that you just gotta get very, very lucky. You know, for example, I just very luckily ended up getting the last Prism of Light I needed very recently, whereas somebody like Merc has an overabundance of Prism of Light. But at least I got a Light Pegasus over him. In any case, this is going to be the next one right here, which is just kind of neon themed. Probably have it on the wrong character to actually show it off. But it's going to be the Neon Nemesis. At least it's not too bad. At least I do love the fact that now we actually are starting to have helmet styles that fit with a lot of weapon styles already, even if they're not necessarily like the coolest ones available at all, right? So then we've got this one, which is the Tough Love on your head. Pretty much the exact same as the one that you get on your weapon, except now it's on your head. Kind of shows up in random spots. I'm pretty sure that just simply put is going to be called the same. Yeah, it's just called Tough Love, so it's the exact same. For those that don't know, the Tough Love weapon aura that you end up getting out in the world is just that, a very, very rare item that you can end up getting as a drop from enemies, as well as there's a couple other Radiant auras and stuff. But either way, I got videos on all that stuff. And then this one I thought was appropriate to show it with the Revenant. It's very, very subtle. Why does it keep grabbing the wrong table? This is going to be the Super Magical Surge. So it's kind of to go with the Revenant's disgusting Super Magical costume, which why would anybody want that anymore? Now that we've got this beautiful Gundam Wing costume, it's absolutely beautiful. And the aura is actually not too bad, but it kind of gives the impression that your character is being stunned or like dazed rather than actually being, you know, something that makes him feel like, oh, I'm like super powerful or something, right? Then we got this one right here, which of course would go better with a bubble themed costume rather than my Tomb Raider, but it's the Bubbling Biofield. And it's pretty cool. Fits, again, very, very well with the new bubble costume for the Gunslinger. It's not really going to go with that many other costumes unless you're trying to go for like an underwater bubble theme. Like there's the, you know, the underwater costume for the Candy Barb. I could see that being a good combination where you would end up using it. And then we also have this one right here. Whoopsie daisy. We'll look at that one in a minute. That's one of the ones that you actually get out of the Merchant. So this one's actually going to be given from Mastery. I forget what level Mastery it is. There is going to be one at 540 Mastery, but I don't think that's actually possible to attain just yet. So let me just take a quick little peek right here. Is it in the 300 to 400s? Where do you actually get? Yeah, there it is, Starry Might. So that would be at 300, 310, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. So 370 Mastery for this aura. Very, very beautiful. It definitely makes you feel powerful and like just great, you know. But then there's also going to be the, I think I have it on this guy. This is going to be one of the auras that you can end up buying from the new Merchant that either is the one in the hub. So let me just hop over here just to show you this because I didn't know this for the life of me and lots of other players didn't actually know. But when you go to the hub, if it ever loads, you go into this clubhouse that's up over here. It hasn't even loaded yet, Jiminy Crockett. And you go and interact with this NPC right here. And I didn't know for the longest time that you can actually scroll down on this menu and then you can buy the Atom Sphere for 600 Adventurine, which is considerably cheap considering it gives 50 Mastery. And it's actually quite cool. I'm trying to get on a nice background color so that you can end up actually seeing it. Maybe I'll get rid of my weapon here as well, because it really just kind of feels like unique compared to all of the other auras, which is what I really, really like about it, you know? Like, it's actually a really cool one. And then, spoiler alert, the one that we ended up actually showing on the Boomeranger right here, this is going to be, what is this one actually called? What was this one even called, by the way? This one was called the Atom Sphere, which I just read it 2 seconds ago. And then this one is going to be the Restless Flames or something like that. It's Restless something or rather. Let's go take a quick little peek in Team Pixel what it's actually called. But I really like this one. Like, I think this is one of my favorite. Restless Remnants. Yeah, that's right. Because I really like the character Tyrael from the Diablo franchise, and so I kind of always try to, like, even with my Shadowhunter, with the old look that I had with him where I ended up using the Angelic Hood, which is from the Fey Trickster costume, I actually always really like that look, and generally it seems to be pretty popular in this game. So with this aura, it kind of completes the look that I actually have going for my Gunslinger right here. Doesn't it look like Tyrael? It looks so cool, dude, outside of the fact that we're using guns, of course, but I love this aura. Like, it looks so cool. And it's really just feels like something you ended up actually earning very justly, because you have to have a tier 2 merchant fixture. So in order to plop down a merchant fixture in the first place, you're gonna have to spend like a certain amount of I think it's 1,250 clue bits, right? Is that what it is? Yeah, 1,250 clue bits to actually get the merchant in the first place. At tier 1, this merchant is going to end up being the same store as the one that you see in the hub. And then at tier 2, it's going to have this aura as well as a couple other things in its possession. So this is a tier 3 one, so ignore all the other stuff right here. And I know Blocktron is extremely expensive. We're going to talk about that in another video. But if you scroll all the way down, we got the Restless Remnants right down here. And it, again, is going to be a measly 600 Adventurine. Now, when I say that, oh, that's like really cheap, I mean that in a very positive way, because personally speaking, I feel that everything else out of the Adventurine is like extremely overpriced, isn't it? You know, like the aura makes sense because it's like, of course it would be cheaper because only people that end up having a stellar hat are going to be able to actually use these auras in the first place. Yes, but the fact still remains that grinding Adventurine would be extremely difficult, except for the farming methods that I have in my check out my Adventurine and clue bit farming video and stuff like that. And then there's another method that people are actually using right now to farm it that is very effective as well. And we've been hearing talk about the devs kind of nerfing the system and kind of making it so that we aren't going to be able to grind like the enemies over and over and stuff like that. And this was irrelevant to my video actually being posted. That's why I just went ahead and posted it anyways. But I don't know whether or not they're getting the 300 AME method out of the way or the new method that everyone's doing with the Pirates. But in either case, my point being is that if they end up actually nerfing our farming methods for getting Adventurine, like, I don't know what the devs expect with the sheer amount that everything else actually ends up costing. Like, it's ridiculous, dude. Like, it takes over 130,000 Adventurine in total to get everything out of here. And that's like a lot of Adventurine to grind, especially considering the fact that the daily cap of quests that you can end up performing is 220, which, unless I got my maths wrong, I think that's around like 10,000 Adventurine a day if you end up grinding all of your quests, and if you have Patron. If you don't have Patron, it's around 7,000. But in either case, I'm going to save that for another video where I end up talking about all of that stuff, because most of all today was just showing off the auras themselves. And I think that we ended up getting some really great ones out of this patch. Most of all, the ones that we actually get out of the merchant, I like them the best because, you know, a blue flame thing like this is really cool. I wish that it would kind of be a little bit higher up on our character rather than kind of falling off to the side and stuff, but still, it's pretty neat. Now, one thing that I would say just kind of in closing here is that as they end up adding more and more auras to the game, it's kind of the same as the haircut system. You know, like choosing your character's haircut is just like such a bad system. They really need to update it so that we could just see a picture of the haircut that we're selecting and then just choose from a list, and that would be that. The same goes for the stellar auras, because they're starting to get so many of them that you have to just cycle through them one after another over and over again, which, you know, for a starting player, that's 75 glim per, but for everybody else that's at the end game, that's not really that much of a problem. The fact of the matter is, though, that it's like, it's starting to get a little bit out of hand, the amount that you have to scroll through in order to just end up getting the one that you want. It's not that crazy, at least with the stellar auras anyways, but the haircuts, again, this is a system that I think they should implement with the haircuts first, and then they have the basic ground code so that they could end up implementing it with the stellar auras, because it is going to end up becoming a problem as they end up adding more and more stellar auras to the game. But in either case, That's just my 2 cents towards it, folks. Thank you so much for watching. Very much appreciate it. Hope that you enjoyed today's video, and I hope that you enjoy all the new auras and stuff like that. Don't forget to like, share, favorite, and subscribe for more daily content. That's also going to build up loyalty points to my merch store, where you can buy this shirt and a bunch of others. Also, for those of you that want to go the extra mile and donate to me for absolutely free, you just got to sign up for gawkbox.com/SicePlays. Links will be in the description explaining everything about that, because I don't want to get into it in today's video. Otherwise, have a fantastic day, everybody. Sayonara and stay epic.